Yeah, but of course, we shall be crossing to Studio B where we are going to be engaging Muhammad Goda, and I'll start by asking him if I'm actually pronouncing his names correctly, because Goda has an M somewhere before the DA. If it was here in Uganda, it would be Gogonda, but I would love to get the correct pronunciation. Muhammad,
yeah,
just help us with the correct pronunciation of your names, especially the second.
Yeah, Gomda. Gomda, yes.
Hey, that sounds very African, eh?
Yes, that's for sure.
Well, first of all, of course, you're the founder and CEO of MAFRO Sports in Uganda.
Yeah.
Not in Uganda, sorry, of MAFRO Sports.
Yeah.
First of all, tell us what MAFRO Sports is all about and what brings you to Uganda.
Yes, good afternoon to everyone. Good to be here, Clive. As you know, I've known you for how many years now?
Many years.
So we've been interacting a lot. The viewers probably will have realized we quitted the Ugandan Cranes years back for 2 years or 2 or 3 years. That time for AFCON and all that. So MAFRO Sports was set up to kind of cater to the African lifestyle that we have come to know, whereby the big brands or other brands not catering for African clubs or not looking at us as a professional. So our aim was to bring the professionalism of what is actually done in the European style to bring it down here. So this particular trip, we have come down to have some project of charity project for. So we've done this in Mbale. We just finished that particular project. We had 6 villages coming together to play in the community, to understand how the football is being there. So we have some of our associates. We bring them from Singapore to come down to try and tell them what African football is all about. Grassroots. We start from there.
Then probably also to get into the business of the day.
Yeah.
Working with Ugandan sports disciplines. Of course, currently we only know about KCCA FC and Heathen's rugby club. It's a rugby club in Uganda. Yeah. And their jazz is kind of similar to that of KCCA FC, looking very nice.
Yeah.
How has it been, business-wise, working with Ugandan sports entities?
Yeah, it's some of challenging, but obviously it's good challenge. It's all about maybe educating our partners or other clubs how our business is being run. And to that extent, we've just secured a few clubs into our books, which I don't know is now on the public domain now. The Maroons, who've just been promoted, will come on board. As you all know, Kijezi is on our books, whereby they failed to make the premier. They were in the big league, obviously. We hope next time they can qualify to premier. And we are talking now to Black Powers. Obviously, we see how that particular area is now come on board. So the idea is that we give our partners the so-called business idea, how they can sell to their supporters, how to cater for the people who are on the ground, not having so much money to buy for a much expensive kit. So bring down our expectation and making sure that the clubs are run properly, self-sustained. That's all our model is about.
And what has been the biggest challenge for the time you've been working with Ugandan sports entities?
The challenge, as like I said, is cross-African region is still a challenge. We need to educate people what is sponsorship is all about, what is commercialization of a club is all about, what is the club need to do to be maybe self-sustained, not just waiting for hangout or waiting for sponsors to give them monies and stuff like that. We need to let them understand that they can actually be self-sustaining by selling to their supporters, know their fan base, know the ideas they can bring onto a season, what they need to do, what the type of projects they need to engage the local community to be able to sell or to promote the club to be self-sustained.
Muhammad.
Yep.
This is Shaban. Assalamu alaikum.
Kum salam. Eid Mubarak.
Mubarak. Yeah. My question is related to the national team, because a couple of years ago, you guys came in as partners with the Uganda Cranes, yeah. And it's something that excited us especially those who keep on following the national team intently. But down the road, a few years down the road, you guys were nowhere to be seen. What really happened between you and the Federation or the Uganda Cranes?
Well, it's all about, in fact, we and the national team didn't have any MOU. Basically, it was more of a sale deal. And the idea is we came on to kind of help to stabilize what they were going through. We are still in talks. We're still in finding out a way. They needed somebody, they needed another brand that maybe think that they're bigger than MAFRO, but obviously Rome was not built in a day. I mean, the big brands that you see wasn't started yesterday or whatever. Some of them are 100 years old. Some of them, like brands like Ambro, has been there for donkey years. God knows how long. But obviously, some clubs or national team, look, they wanted to associate it with big brands. But we want to look at where do we start, but to going forward, understand what is their challenge. It's a business decision. We have no any issue with that, but we continue. But the main aim was to us to go to the club level, whereby we have an idea. Every season, club is managed to change their kit. Not with national team. National team is about 2-3 years before they can change the kit. Every season excites us to do something new, to bring new design, bring new ideas, new sort of mindset to the club. So that excites us more. National team always maybe when there's a break, international break, or there's some sort of a bigger competition going on, then that give us the leverage. But day in, day out, club level give us more mileage, more sort of a day operation. We understand what they're going through. They understand what we're going through. So that way we don't have to wait for 2 years, 3 years. And but again, is open book. We now talking to few national teams. Hopefully that one will materialize. And
okay, my second question is that you guys have associated with KCCA, and for the time you have been with them, can you say that you have achieved whatever you have wanted to achieve in terms of mileage? Yes,
we have. And after having a CTV as one of the partners has been very, very wonderful. Obviously, you will see that our mileage in the country have grown past what we used to be. And again, KCC have one of the entity or one of the guys who are actually on top of their game. They always challenge us, and we like the challenge. They have new ideas. They have something that we want to help them to achieve what they want to. Last season, the kit was done with sort of the black identity, the sort of idea, which but a lot of people from our part of the world in Asia love the kit. They want to. And we are coming out with a new kit for next year. Obviously, our lips are sealed. It's equally beautiful, and hopefully fans will love it as well.
Can you give us a sneak peek of how next season's kit is going to look like?
Yeah, obviously, colors-wise, yeah, it's still the same color, yellow and blue. Obviously, then we come at the away kit still blue and yellow, but the third kit I won't let it off. That one is obviously something that people need to be hold their heart and wait for it. Wait for it, and obviously they will. And I think it's excite us to come up with the mindset of the new fabric, new way of looking at the kit. How do we get the supporters engaged more? Last year was about designed by the inspired by the supporters, and also this next season is different ball game. We come with different heights. So I think that we are ready for the challenge.
Yeah, Mohammed, Manzi here.
Manzi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Proud to say that I own 2 MAFRO kits from KCCA.
Actually, I own 3.
Yeah, I have 2 of those. But I wanted to ask about the numbers, because if your partners are with these clubs, I'm sure you want to look at the numbers. How are they like when you see maybe the merchandise that you gave to KCCA? How are the numbers like? Are people actually buying merchandise? And I don't know if you want to compare it to the rest of the world, but basically in Africa, how are people receiving the idea of buying club merchandise?
Yes, I mean, KCCA has been doing well. Obviously, not at what we expected, but again, we are in a pre-COVID era where but market is absolutely very, very difficult. We understand the challenge. We've actually probably lowered down our expectation a little bit in terms of merchandise, but with mileage we have seen what more than our expectation, exceeded well our expectation to say, but in terms of sale of merchandise, it's still a little bit out there. That's why we've now understand that the clubs, not all of them have the same bigger fan base like KCC and what have you, but we have looking at Aroa Hill that's come on our board. They are a very, very young, exciting team. They have not been for so long, and it's another way of looking at the market. And again, is a understanding the business. When the club understand their supporters, they can tailor-made what the supporters need in terms of costing, in terms of how many replicas they can sell. So we are still in a stage of maybe getting to know each other in terms of market, but we would love to sell more. But what can you do if you cannot sell more? We just we go to the flow.
Yeah, and maybe I think you hinted on it a little bit when it comes to comparison, because if you're making the kit for KCCA and Heathens, what brings about the big difference in pricing when you look at the quality of the KCCA jersey and the one of Heathens? Does not look too different, but what brings about the difference in pricing?
Yeah, so first, the quality of the fabric in terms of rugby and football is totally different. The weight of the material for rugby is about 500 GSM, and for a football kit or other kits can be 160 to 170 GSM in terms of the weight. Again, we've tried to be more sort of understanding the market. Our quality is the same. We don't exclude, oh, this club doesn't have that much fan base, we lower down the quality. No, our quality is all round. We're trying to promote each club and give them an advantage, or to able to push a good quality product to the supporters, just like what the Europeans have experiencing. So our big sort of opportunity for the club is to use us to get into the market, present in front of the supporters a good replicas, and people can actually wear the replica that match the European sort of quality. So when we are up there, we get it done in the KCC. We are doing now with Aroa Hill. We've done that with Kigezi. And now we're talking with Hirin, we talk about rugby.
Looks like you want to take over the Ugandan market.
Yeah, that's our so-called thing, because we have a plan to have our local manufacturing plant in the country, so that we sort of cater to the market. So in a way, producing a local, a high level sort of a kit that is manufactured locally, obviously with a standard that's will match all other markets. So that's what we are working on. And also the land has already been purchased, so just looking at how we can use that in the next couple of years. What are the ideas of good sewers, good sort of quality checks? That will probably go to the market with it.
Yeah, and maybe lastly, what has the reception been like from the people that make the decisions at clubs and the different maybe national teams, but especially Ugandan clubs? How has the reception been like? People interested in these partnerships, or they still want to go to China and buy whatever they come across?
Yes, Gonda, as you're answering that, I'd love us to also look at the pictures from Kololo, where the president of Uganda is actually flagging off Team Uganda that is going for the Commonwealth Games. But please.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously is some chairman or some decision makers understand the business. Some don't. Like I said, for my earlier comment was understanding and educating the clubs. It's not about sometimes the dollar or the 50 cents or $2 you're gonna save, but you're not made, not specialize your brand to customize. You're just buying off the market, off the shelf, and come and put your logo on. It doesn't really look so professional. But what we're bringing on board is understanding that the customization, tailor-made to the club, their colors, their so-called their own design, they can select their own fabric, all that we bring on board. So some chairmen understand that, some don't. Again, Rome was not built in a day. We can always like kind of it bring out with a challenge for us to work with people with different level. Some people understand, some people don't. It takes time to change people's mind, and change is not a one-day thing. It takes a long time to change people, the way they think, the way they see the business. And I hope that in years to come, this will be the past story. It'll be like, okay, yes, we understand it. We want to go with it.
Well, Ahmed, thank you very much. Probably it's a topic we cannot exhaust, but the next time you're in the country, I'm sure it's a topic that we'll try to exhaust. That's all the time we had for
you
so
today. we have some gift for you from our the kids with the past what is it we've done.
No, let's come and pick the gifts, but the show has to come to an end now. Okay. But of course, that's all the time we had for you today on the show. A big thank you to Ahmed Gonda, CEO Ivan Turiatung, and Anisha Muhozi for making this interview possible. But also a big thank you to Engineer Charles here in studio, Gerard, Robert, together with Adrian, Dennis, and Alovi, who have managed to make this show a success. In Kololo, the president is flagging off each team separately. Each team is being flagged off separately. You saw the netball team being flagged off, the athletes were flagged off, swimming and stuff like that. But of course, all those details will be coming with them later on in our bulletins, but also tomorrow on the Sports Dish 1 to 2 p.m. Have a blessed day.